I'm waving through a window that I've seen 10 times before. Where's the show that offers more? 2, 3, 4. Give me a little new music. How about a little new music? Too much time with the news has got me feeling news sick. Let's try a little new music.
This is the first time I'm premiering Mansplaining, my song from Glass Ceilings. A Little New Music is such a wonderful place to premiere a new musical theater.
I think it's great to introduce, my stuff to a new audience and also be part of a community that both values new musical theater and also supports it.
I had a song in the concert and it felt like a really safe audience that really was in tune with what I was trying to say.
I came from the Bronx to come sing here. I'm singing Dance Floor. It's a new song from the Broadway show Talk to Me.
The song I get to perform tonight is called The Only Straight Boy in the Room, which really spoke to me.
I am singing a new song, Carner and Gregor's song called Fractured Fairy Tale. It's really exciting because we get to put our spin on it, and you're really a part of that process too, of bringing a show to reality.
Best talent in town, the best writers around the globe. It's not a casual cabaret, it's a highly produced concert.
This is my first time seeing A Little New Music. It gives you a little taste of what's new and what's to come, and it just makes me excited because I want to see every single show now.
I really think people need to come and experience hearing songs that have not been performed before. There's something incredible about hearing it for the first time.
Ballads, up-tempos, jazzy tunes, old school Broadway type of songs. Sometimes like the next Sondheim shows up, and you get to be a part of that.
Let's try a little new music. Come on, guys. Let's try a little new music. A little new music, that's the name of the show.
My name is Keela. I'm one of the volunteer producers here. And for those of you who have attended any of our 22 in-person concerts, or for those of you who haven't seen any of our concerts, we'd like to welcome you to our Spotlight series, where we highlight our favorite writers one at a time.
Welcome, everyone. All I got a question is, who's ready for tomorrow to finally get here? I know I am, but here we are tonight, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. My name is Luke. I'm one of our co-founders and also a volunteer producer, and it is awesome to have y'all here as we bring you the next in our Spotlight series.
We're so very happy to be with you tonight, and we're not going to be shy. We are going to ask you for some support. At any time throughout the evening, feel free to click on our little QR code right here. It helps give us a little bit of something to our writers and, of course, our performers.
We also want to thank two really awesome organizations, ASCAP, whose generous support makes our work possible, and New Musicals Incorporated, whose partnership sustains us.
Oh, one more thing. Later on, we will be getting questions for our writers, so feel free to put some questions in the live chat.
Okay, let's get on with the show. We are very excited to have with us tonight David Mallamud. David's credits include Dr. Seuss's The Sneetches, the Musical.
Incredible. He's also done several projects with REM's Mike Mills, including orchestrations for A Night of Georgia Music.
So let's welcome David Mallamud to the show.
Come on, David, take a bow.
Hi. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Welcome, David. You received a Charles Ives Scholarship from the American Academy of Arts and Letters.
David, you've also won 2 ASCAP Morton Gould Young Composer Awards. So let's just start it off with a bang. What inspires you?
Okay. To write music or just in general?
What inspires you to write music?
Okay. But when I'm doing a musical, it's the story. And I like to work music first. So when I have to write a song, I have to know, what are the beats of the song? What are the beats of the song moment? What comes before and after? Where does it fit in the grand scheme of the show? What is the world of the show? And when I have all of that stuff internalized, then the song kind of can come very quickly.
Well, that's awesome. We're about to see, David, 2 songs of yours that have been featured on the A Little New Music stage back when we were able to do live shows. There are 2 very different songs, and one of them appeared in our just our 3rd show back in 2014, and then the other much more recently in 2019. The first one being Donnie Vomit, and the latter one being The World Is Yours. We're going to watch a couple clips from them now, but before we do, could you give us just a little bit of context on the first one?
Luke, did you say Donnie Vomit?
I did.
So Donnie Vomit is the MC at the sideshow in Coney Island. And that's really all you need to know to experience the song. The lyrics were by Rochelle Bright, who is a librettist and screenwriter in New Zealand. She's from New Zealand. She's actually in Australia now.
Excellent. Well, let's watch them.
A sick day, steal a lover or a friend. Jump on a train, take the F to the end. Head to Surf Ave, look for better, stretch tight. Step inside, take your seat. You're mine tonight. Welcome to the sideshow, by the seashore, by the sea. If you're very, very nice, for a very good price, I'll do something quite obscene. Some of you may holler, a few of you may cry. The rest of you will sneak a peek through your fingers by and by. Let us skip all the PC sap. Get down to brass tacks. The cocky fat jock with a body like a rock who thinks he's tough as steel. The first to break a sweat, pass out, and then you bet he won't hear his girlfriend squeal. Coney Island, wonder wheel on crack. I'll swing you up, I'll swing you down. I will send you spinning like a teacup. Coney Island, baby, biting at the tin. Hedonist head of a hedonist tube. As soon as life starts to lag, you'll find you've all flown the coop. Coney Island fever, pulsing through my veins. Vagabond prince on the edge of a knife. I'm like a butch Tinkerbell, just clap and I spring to life. Everything you see, folks, I can promise you is real. And if you don't believe, pull out my swallowed sword, and I'll let you cop a feel. Here upon my feet are scars, folks, remnants from a bed of nails. If you pay me cash, I'll walk again, for money never fails. I'm your Coney Island devil and saint. I'll make you swim head deep in sin. I will make you doubt the laws of physics. Hush, my baby, don't you cry. I'll be there to help you fly. I wish I may, I wish I might, wish upon the stars so bright. With delight, I dream you catch the sunlight, smile when life is gray, see people as they are, and let the music play. Don't hate what you're not given, just walk through open doors and spread the love you can. And the world is yours. If the world will give you wings, I'll be there to help you sing. And if your song runs out of words, I'll be there to help your words be heard. Little bird, I dream you catch the sunlight, smile when life is gray, see people as they are, and let the music play. Don't hate what you're not given, just walk through open doors and spread the love you can.
Amazing, amazing.
Awesome.
Fantastic. I remember Donny Vomit. How could anyone forget Donny Vomit? I love the whole Coney Island feel, that kind of sideshow vibe. It's so fun to watch. But can you tell us a little bit more about the second song we saw, The World Is Yours?
Yeah, that's from a musical called Salem, which is about the Salem witch trials. And it's a protagonist singing to his children. And, you know, as theater writers, it's our job to kind of get in the heads and the mindsets of people who have experiences that we don't necessarily have. But in this case, it is an experience I have. So I kind of wrote a song that I would want to, with a message that I would want to get across to my children, which is life is scary and you can get hurt. But if you don't approach life in an open way, you're never going to allow the potential for positive. So approach it in an open way, you're going to get the negative, but you're also going to get the positive. And if you remain closed off, you're not going to get either. So yeah, this is the protagonist sings it at the beginning and the end of the show.
I love that, David. You know, these two songs are incredibly different. I'm curious to know a little more about sort of for you, what are the sort of what's the common thread for you between two songs of this that are so different that really makes you want to write about these folks?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I guess it's just, in terms of a common thread, it's just really getting in the heads of the characters. With Donny Vomit, he's just over the top. And, you know, I wanted to write a song that really matched his personality or music, I should say. And the lyrics, of course, were Rochelle's, but to give a kind of pattery Carnival Barker rhythm, and then the kind of Tin Pan Alley melodies to kind of, you know, like get his personality across. The World Is Yours is just kind of more of a lullaby, but I didn't want to hit it head on. So I went a little bit more folksy, a little bluegrass influence to kind of give the vibe, but, you know, not exactly feel like a lullaby.
Wow. Well, we definitely feel it. We feel it. And so Donny Vomit was performed on our stage way back in 2014. World Is Yours was more recent, 2019. But what were you busy working on between those years and just more recently?
Yeah. So I worked on a concerto with Mike Mills from REM, and I did arrangements and additional music. Yeah, there's a picture of me did a CD.
That's not photoshopped?
That's not photoshopped. No, that's CD. And there's the violinist it was written for is Robert McDuffie. And that was during the recording of the CD. And then it was premiered by the Toronto Symphony. And then they toured it. And then we did a night of Georgia music where we brought on Chuck Lavelle, who's the keyboardist and musical director for the Rolling Stones. And we did arrangements, me and Mike, of songs from Georgia to round out the first half of the program. And then they did the concerto on the second half. And they toured that with some strings. I did Dr. Seuss's The Sneetches with a playwright named Philip Dawkins, which is wonderful.
There it is.
Yeah, there's the poster and some shots from the show. That was Children's Theater Company in Minneapolis.
Yes, that theater company, I've been there many times. It's, I have to say, hands down, the best children's theater in the world. So congratulations for being a part of that.
Thanks. They were just absolutely wonderful, and it was a great experience. Also, I guess Nathan Christensen and I did a piece for the Albany Symphony, which took place on a barge in the Erie Canal. I did Flight School, the musical, with Josh Cohen and Kara Lustig, which toured China and the U.S. And there's some posters. You see the Chinese poster there in the U.S. A CD of my songs as well. Oh, they're the shots from the show. Yeah. And then I did a CD of some of my songs with some of my favorite Broadway performers. And there's the cover, which was done by an artist named Christina Ellis.
That's an amazing graphic.
Yeah, she did just a wonderful job. And that's the bulk. There are a few other things, but that's the bulk of what I did between Donny Vomit and The World Is Yours.
So you're really just relaxing, kind of taking it easy.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the impression that I've got. And, you know, David, it wouldn't be a little new music if we didn't also bring something new to our audience. And we understand that you have something brand new to share. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about the song and set it up for us?
Yeah, so this song is called Level Up, and it's from a musical called, well, it was called Queen's Gambit. It will not be called Queen's Gambit anymore, but for now it's just the musical formerly known as Queen's Gambit. It was written with Nathan Christensen, and it deals with teen mental health issues. The lead is a 16-year-old named Cam whose mother dies, and to avoid opening up and facing her pain, she just kind of dives into this game called Queen's Gambit, which is on her phone. And this song happens right after her father takes her phone away. And I also want to thank Jocelyn Longquist for the wonderful performance.
Yeah,
Excellent. Let's hear it.
Hey Cam, go do your chores, pick up and mop the floors, do everything except do what I want to. You're not my boss for life, and man, I'm not your wife. I'm old enough, I can do what I want to do. I know that you don't have a clue what I go through. To level up, don't have to take it though. I could pack up and go, could hit the road, you don't know how I want to. But why run off to hide? Why not escape inside? Hide in my mind where I go when I want to. When is that a sin? Just logging in where I begin to unwind. No, Dad, it's your life that's a bore. This isn't mine. Here in this real world, I'm a zero. I'm a problem. In my ideal world, I'm a hero on my own. There's nothing that I can't fight to the death. Sharpen my sword and tighten my breath. Set the scene to save the queen. Gonna level up. Gonna level up. I level up. Heading to the top. Never gonna stop at runner-up. Gonna level up, and now I come alive. This is how I survive. Inside the game I can be who I want to. Facing problems as they come, defeat them one by one. And having fun, I can be who I want to be. Look right at me, who couldn't see? Here I am free from the pain. Conquer my fears, all chaos clears. No tears again. Back in the real world, I'm a zero. I'm a problem. In my ideal world, I'm a hero on my own. There's nothing that I can't fight to the death. Sharpen my sword and tighten my breath. Set the scene to save the queen. Gonna level up. Time to level up. If you see me grin as I'm diving in, better watch your sin, 'cause I play to win. Let the game begin. Now I level up.
Wow, I have so many feelings about that. I feel like I was like running down like a castle, eating mushrooms, jumping on mushrooms, getting swords and all that stuff. There's also kind of the potential for like a dance remix in that. So, David, are you a gamer?
No, I'm not a gamer, and Nathan's not a gamer. Though Nathan does design board games. I don't know if that counts.
Great. So how did you meet Nathan? How did that collaboration start? And how did you get into the conversation of this very kind of not really talked about subject, which is coming up, a lot in our teenage friends?
Yeah. So Nathan and I met at the NYU Graduate Musical Theater Writing Program, but we didn't start working together until much later when I got commissioned by the Albany Symphony to do the piece I mentioned before, which took place on the Erie Canal. I originally was going to do everything myself. I wanted to do a kind of reimagined Cinderella set on the Erie Canal in 1825. But I found that I couldn't handle the storytelling, so I needed a book writer. I reached out to Nathan. He was just kind of the perfect choice, and that solidified our collaboration. And in terms of what brought us to what was called the Queen's Gambit, we're both parents. Nathan actually has 6 kids, ranging in age from 5 to 12. My kids are 5 and 7. a big fear of ours as parents is social media, because it can be fine or it can be very dangerous. And so we wanted to do a piece to really teach children the power of it and how to engage in social media in a healthy way.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. It's so totally relevant to today. David, so now that we got a little taste of what you're working on, what is next for you?
So I basically used the quarantine to both work with existing collaborators and to foster new collaborations. So Nathan and I have a bunch of projects we're working on. We're also working with some producers on a show. Before the quarantine, of course, I had seen Desperate Measures at New World Stages, and I loved it. And I had to meet the librettist, whose name is Peter Kellogg. And it turned out he lived near me. So I reached out to him. We met. I said, "Do you want to write a show together?" He said, "I have the script." And we wrote it during quarantine. I'm also working on a project with Tom Caruso, who directed Emoji Land, and Jordan Mann, and working on developing a project based on a toy with the Vital Theater Company. So that's kind of the bulk of what I'm doing.
Just a few things.
Just a few things, yeah.
Oh, I've worked at the Vital Theater Company. Good people. You're in good hands, for sure.
They're wonderful. Yeah.
So I think we've got some audience questions here. Is that right, Luke?
Yeah. Let's take them.
Well, let's see what we got. Okay, this comes from Kurt Bonham for David, of course.
Hi, Kurt.
Did you see or meet Donnie Vomit?
I haven't seen or met Donnie Vomit. We've been in touch over email and over Facebook, but Rochelle, who wrote the lyrics, has seen him a lot. She was very into like circus and sideshow and carnivals and all of that, and just ways of bringing those elements into theater. So she did a lot of research, met with Astarian. She said she's seen his show like a number of times.
Nice, nice. All right, next question comes from Aaron.
Oh, hey, Aaron. Aaron, he's a wonderful saxophonist.
Oh, excellent. Well, he says, "I know you from our classically trained days at ESM.
Eastman School of Music.
Eastman School of Music. How does this background influence your work?"
Oh, wow. I mean, some of it is probably hard to define. I think a big thing is that I always think orchestrationally. So, you know, when I come up with something to send to my collaborator, even a first thing, I kind of have to orchestrate it. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I can think that influences, that I just kind of have to think of the whole idea or it doesn't feel complete to me.
Wow.
That's
very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. I mean, I also, in classical music, you're not really taught to collaborate. And so one thing I had to learn when I really I mean, I've always kind of done theater, but it's always kind of been on the side when I was doing my classical stuff. When I really went full throttle into theater, I had to really learn how to work with people. And it's a skill, and it's a hard skill to acquire.
It is an acquired skill. Confetti Tornado asks, bluegrass influence. Cool. Love bluegrass. I see 2 guitars in the background. Do you, David, play bluegrass guitar or bluegrass and other instruments? And also, you need to answer this question as well. Did I just say bluegrass too many times?
You can never say bluegrass too many times. I don't really play bluegrass guitar. I don't play well. I mean, I can strum. I love bluegrass. I've strummed along with bluegrass, but I've never officially played it, like all the finger picking and stuff I can't do. But I do love bluegrass, and I do play guitar.
Have you heard Dolly Parton's bluegrass album by any chance?
No. But oh, wow, I'll have to check it out.
Check it out. And happy birthday to Dolly Parton, by the way.
Oh.
Do we have any other audience questions here?
Oh, this is from one of A Little New Music's very original producers here. Peter Welkin says, "Always loved World Is Yours, especially as another dad." And he totally connected to that. Thanks for that comment.
Thank you.
Excellent. Do we have any other questions? I'm queuing that up for our team in the background here. Not seeing any. Okay. All right. Well, David, while we still got you here, we have just a couple more questions we're asking every Spotlight series. Every guest on our Spotlight series. Are you game?
Yeah, definitely.
So David, are you ready for your Spotlight?
I am indeed.
So question number 1. What was the first musical you saw?
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh, wow. Where was that?
It was in Philadelphia, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was a tour. I was very young, and my father took me, and that's about all I remember about it.
Beautiful.
Did he have an amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
He did indeed.
Perfect. And that's all you need. Who would you drop everything to go see perform live? And it could be someone who's no longer with us.
Got it. It would be Jimi Hendrix. I think if I can get more specific, I would probably want to see him at the Monterey Pop Festival, where he set his guitar on fire. It's just such an iconic moment in rock that, to have been there would have been amazing.
Perfect. Love it.
So, David, who's going to play you in the musical version of your life?
Josh Gad, I think. I kind of think of myself as a big goofball. Was that
a comedy?
Was that
a comedy?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I hope. I mean, fingers crossed. It's not over yet, but.
I see that we maybe have one more question.
Oh, great.
From Confetti Tornado. That is quite the name, by the way. You said you usually do music first. Have you ever had to write music second? Ooh, this is someone who knows the business.
Yeah, I have, and I should say that it's always booked, so you could argue that it's music second, lyrics third, the way I do it, or lyrics second, music third. But yeah, I have. I just find that I feel I write my best stuff when I'm doing music first. And of course, it's very back and forth and all of that. But yeah, I like to start with the musical ideas.
Awesome. Well, David, we have one more question from Aaron. Do you have any predictions for the future of musical theater?
Oh boy. Wow.
Does anyone?
It's
more of David, let's just say more of David Mallamud. More.
If I'm lucky. I mean, I think it'll. I mean, of course, it's going to open up again. I think it'll start small and grow from there. Fingers crossed. But it's a vibrant community, and it's going to keep going.
Yes, fingers crossed. Let's get there.
Yeah.
Sometime this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, David, it has been an absolute pleasure having you with us here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's really so wonderful that you've been supporting me and what you do for all theater writers, and I'm just so grateful. Thank you.
We're happy to do it.
We love it.
So for our audience out there, you can watch David's songs and many of our others that have been performed at a Little New Music stage at our YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com/alittle-new-music.
And just so we're clear, when Keela says you can watch the songs, you can watch them in total. So we gave you a little bit of Donny Vomit. We gave you a little bit The World Is Yours. You can watch each of those songs in their totality, and I guarantee you they're worth it. While you're doing that, you could also consider supporting A Little New Music using that QR code on the screen right next to Keela. Every dollar makes a difference, and it will help us compensate our performers and writers, including David and Jocelyn Longquist, who, thank you, David and Jocelyn, for collaborating on that performance tonight.
Fantastic performances. We want to give a quick shout out to our team working behind the scenes that makes this all possible. Here is A Little New Music executive co-producer, Amy Francis Schott. Come on out, Amy, take a bow.
Hi, y'all. It's so great to see David. I've been following you for so many years now. That sounds really creepy. But you write so many great things and so many great styles, and I'm really excited to have you on here, and it's just absolutely delightful. I want to give my own personal thanks to Ryan Baldwin, who is our StreamYard guru and who has taught me everything I know. So say hi, Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
I wanted to tell everybody watching, hang out for 2 weeks from tonight on February the 2nd, we're going to be back with Rob Rokicki, the writer of Broadway's The Lightning Thief, monster songs, and some other cool stuff that you probably should know. We featured him a few times, and we're really excited to have him as a guest.
We just keep going, y'all, and I wanted to give a special thanks as well to Peter Welkin and Chris Makish for their steadfast support.
And also we thank the ASCAP Foundation for their support and New Musicals Incorporated for their partnership.
Thank you, David, for joining us tonight. We really are so happy that you were able to be with us here.
Not only is it Dolly Parton's birthday, but it is also our co-producer, Luke Quitt's birthday, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Please don't sing for me.
after the live broadcast.
Perfect.
So please, everyone, YouTube channel, folks, follow us on Facebook, and
have a great night, everybody.